Welcome. Today we're going to talk about something that's really at the heart of getting the most out of your system. We're moving beyond the default, out-of-the-box settings to really strategically configure Business Central. We're not just ticking boxes here, we're building a digital blueprint that's made just for your company. So let's get into it.
So, ask yourself this, is your software just a place where you dump data, or is it actively working for you? Well, the difference between those two things, it all comes down to configuration. And trust me, this isn't some boring chore. It's the absolute key to unlocking the real power of the system for your business.
So here's our game plan. We're going to go on a little four-part journey, a foundational build, if you will. We'll start with the basics, defining your company's identity in the system. Then we'll build up that financial structure, look at automating workflows, and finally, we'll tackle some of those more complex business challenges.
All right, first up, the blueprint. This is all about embedding your company's core identity. You know, its rules, its address, its personality, right into the software itself.
The absolute starting point, the ground zero, is the general ledger setup. You got to think of this as the main switchboard for your company. It controls the fundamental rules for how all your financials operate. So yeah, getting this right is totally non-negotiable.
So let's just look at a few of these key fields. Allowed posting from /to. That's not just a date range, that's your fortress wall. It stops people from accidentally posting to a financial period you've already closed. Your local currency code is your financial anchor. And those two global dimensions, oh man, these are going to be the most powerful lenses you have for your top-level analysis. Every choice you make here builds a foundation of control and consistency.
Okay, next let's talk about the company information card. I want you to think of this as your business's digital passport. It holds all the essential data, your address, bank details, VAT number, everything that gets used on every single sales order, invoice, and report.
And you can see here just how neatly it's all organized. You've got your general info, your contact details, crucial bank info right under payments, and your default shipping logistics. It's all in one central spot, nice and clean.
And hey, here's a quick win for you. If you happen to manage multiple companies, adding a visual badge is an absolute lifesaver. In just a few clicks, you can add a colorful tag like production or test, and it makes it instantly obvious which environment you're working in. So simple, but so effective.
Okay, on to section 2, structuring your financial core. So if the last section was the blueprint, this is us building the framework of the house. We're putting up the essential structure that's going to support all of your financial reporting.
Now, right at the heart of that framework is the chart of accounts. This is it, the complete list of every single financial account you have. It is the absolute backbone of your entire financial system. Every transaction, every report, it all comes back to this.
And this slide does a great job of explaining the two main types of accounts. You've got your posting accounts. Think of these as the individual bricks where you actually record the transactions. And then you have these totaling and grouping accounts. They are the walls and floors you build from those bricks. They're just there to structure, group, and sum up your data to make your reports clean and super clear. So, what if you want more analytical power, but you don't want to create a ridiculously complicated chart of accounts? Well, that's where dimensions come in. Just think of them as powerful data tags you can attach to, well, anything. They let you slice and dice your financial data in all sorts of ways, giving you incredible insights without bloating your core setup. And the process for using them? It's really straightforward. First, you define the dimension itself, maybe something like project. Then you create the specific values, like project A and project B. You start assigning those to your transactions, and boom, you can now filter your entire financial system by project A and see its exact profitability. It is powerful stuff.
All right, we've got our structure in place. Now for the really fun part, section 3, automating everyday workflows. This is all about making the system do the heavy lifting for you, so we can cut down on those annoying manual errors.
So here's a classic pain point. Anybody who deals with multiple currencies knows this headache, right? Manually looking up and typing in exchange rates every single day. It's slow, it's tedious, and it's a huge risk for making a mistake. But check this out. The fix is unbelievably easy. In just 3 steps, you can connect to a live exchange rate service, switch it on, and then schedule a job to update those rates automatically every single night while you're sleeping. You just set it and forget it.
Another core piece of automation is the number series. Now, this might seem basic, but it's absolutely fundamental. It makes sure that every invoice, every sales order, every document gets its own unique sequential number automatically.
It's the foundation for organized, traceable records.
Let's talk about deferral templates. This is how you automate recognizing revenue or an expense over a period of time. The system gives you a couple of main options. Straight line is super precise. It calculates based on the exact number of days in each period. Or you can use equal per period, which just divides the total amount evenly. Choosing the right one is key for accurate accounting.
And that brings us to our last big topic, mastering business complexity. Now we're going to look at how a really well-configured system can handle some of those more advanced, specialized requirements you have to deal with in the real world.
Take electronic invoicing, for example. It's a digital format that lots of governments now require, and setting it up can feel a bit overwhelming. But this checklist kind of boils it down. You've got to set the profile code, get the tax category right, assign codes to your payment terms, and make sure you have the customer's global location number, their GLN, which is basically their unique digital business address. It's got a few moving parts, but this shows you the critical path.
It's a similar story for Intrastat reporting. That's the system for tracking goods moving between EU countries. A little proactive setup goes a long, long way. The key is to embed data like the tariff number and net weight right on the item card. Do the work once, upfront, and it'll flow automatically to all your documents, saving you a massive headache later. And what about chasing overdue payments? Yeah, you can handle that complexity by configuring reminder terms. You can set up multiple reminder levels, define grace periods, and even have the system automatically calculate and add interest or fees. This takes a huge, often awkward part of your credit control process and just automates it.
So, let's tie this all together. What's the big takeaway? It's this. Smart, thoughtful configuration is what transforms a generic piece of software into a highly tailored strategic asset. It's what moves the system from just being a tool to being something that gives you a real, tangible edge.
And that leaves us with one final question for you to take away. Looking at your own system, your own processes, what is one manual, repetitive task that you will choose to automate this week? I hope this has given you some great ideas. Thanks for joining me.